15, slot right, single receiver, Hester to the left. Press coverage, snap to Haney, throws it over the middle. Intercepted! Intercepted! B.J. Raji in the end zone for the touchdown! NFC Championship dagger! Blitz is on, Rodgers scrambles left, winds up rainbow. He's got Cobb at the 10 to the 5, to the end zone, touchdown, and a dagger! Aaron Rodgers ducks it under center, drops to a knee, and time melts away from Super Bowl 45. The title is back in town. The Green Bay Packers are world champions of football.
The Wisconsin Sports Trilogy presents the Packers Trilogy Podcast.
Hey all Packer fans, what's going on? Welcome to the Packers Trilogy Podcast presented by the Wisconsin Sports Trilogy, the podcast for diehard Packer fans by diehard Packer fans. I am your host, Trevor. You can find me on Twitter at Bender_Trevor. And as always, you can find our podcast on Twitter at Trilogy_pod. And you can find us here on YouTube and Facebook. We are the Wisconsin Sports Trilogy Podcast on both of those platforms. Today, we are going to look at this Packers offense again. On our last video, Tyler and I went through, Matt LaFleur's play design, play calling, and kind of the execution from the players of those different designs. It was pretty awesome to go through that stuff and see some of those designs that Matt LaFleur has because they are incredible. And if you haven't already, make sure you go watch that because I really think that's an important part of this because Matt LaFleur has been really, really good. And this offense is really, really fun to watch because of Matt LaFleur. But there's another side of this, and that's the players. Now, not every single play is going to have, fancy motion or window dressings that make it just really, really fun to watch and kind of get down and dirty and watch the film, the X's and O's type of thing. Some plays, you just got to count on your guys to win their one-on-one matchups, and that is exactly what the Packers are doing because this offense is incredible. You take a look back, I have a few stats in front of me here. Some of the best Packers offense recently, 2016, the run the table stretch was great. The 2014 team when Aaron Rodgers won his second MVP, incredible offense. 2011, phenomenal. That 15-1 season, just that offense was crazy good. So if you look at that 2011 Packers team, their offensive DVOA stats are very, very good. They're the 9th best from 1950 to 2013. They are the 9th best offense per DVOA in that span. And their total or overall offensive DVOA is 33.8. We look at this year's, the 2020 Packers offensive DVOA overall so far through the 2020 season, it is 31.2. So just a couple percentage points off there. The pass back in 2011, 67.6. And 2020, we're at 62%. So about 5.5 points off there. But still very, very good. And the fact that we can even talk about these two offenses in the same breath is phenomenal, especially considering that 2011 offense was immensely talented. There was so many more top of the line type of players on that team. It is incredible that this team is being mentioned in the same breath, and not to take anything away from the talent on this team, I just think that team was that talented. So let's get into this, and we're going to start with Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams has been very good this year, and actually he is getting more yards per touch than Aaron Jones is, so that's ridiculous. But you watch him on this play, and this is what I'm talking about. Players winning their one-on-one matchups. Just absolutely makes the linebacker miss and makes a play that should have been, 0 yards, barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gets a couple yards on the play, and he makes it, 15 yards down the field because he makes that guy miss. And this is going to be the key throughout this video. Here we're going to watch Devontae, and it's another great route by Davante Adams. You know, this is something we've learned to expect from him. Makes a nice cut and gets open enough to have Rodgers make the throw. And I like this view because you can see, you know, Rodgers has to get rid of that ball. He doesn't really have time, and then he just puts it in a perfect spot. Like right out in front of Adams. Adams makes a nice catch, but just a perfect spot with the defender trailing there. Still in that Lions game, we're going to watch Davante again. I love this from him. Just, you know, in the scramble route, just trying to get open, stay in the play, and then this one you can see what Rodgers is doing, moving out of the pocket here, and then making the throw down the field. And I just love the combination. Adams not stopping on the play at all, just constantly trying to get open, realizing Aaron Rodgers just has to try to find room and time to wait till someone gets open, and then Rodgers on the other end, you know, buying as much time as he possibly can, continues to roll out, sees Davante, and a great play on both ends there. Next, we have MVS here, and this is something that we expect from MVS. This is that deep threat. This is who he is. This is what we've got from him his first 2 years, what we expected from him to continue this year, and then we hoped there would be more from him, different development coming out of this year. We were hoping for more, and in a little bit we will show you another play of why this play is so important, why defensive backs have to respect it, because he is so fast and you have to respect that speed. Like I said, we'll show you that other bit in a little bit. Here, Robert Tonyan, Aaron Rodgers, just brilliant timing between the two players on a corner stop that Robert Tonyan is running here. He's going to run the corner. Nope. Stop. Come back inside. And if you watch Rodgers here, Rodgers is throwing, and Tonyan isn't even in the end zone yet, much less stopping his route and turning around for that football. Just incredible stuff. I love this play, and I love the timing and the connection between these two players. And we obviously see that go to a much bigger head there in that Falcons game. Here, Aaron Jones in this offensive line. Nothing spectacular about the play design or anything, just an inside handoff, inside zone. But this offensive line gives him a crease, and then Aaron Jones makes a couple guys miss, and then it's a foot race to the end zone. Right here, you see that walling off right there for Aaron Jones to be able to get through that offensive line. And then once he's through that offensive line, through the second level, got two wimpy tacklers that don't stand a chance, and then he's off to the races for a big touchdown. And 75 yards later, that is a huge play during that game. Here we are going to be looking at Allen Lazard's big time post route, and I still wish he would have gotten the end zone on this play. You know, if that turf monster's been getting to him a little bit, I feel like he's just got to get in the end zone. But great stuff from Allen Lazard. Absolutely does a great job. The defender kind of gets flat-footed as he's cutting. Rodgers lets that ball go when Lazard's at like the 45-yard line on this side of the 50, and then he catches it near the 30, I believe, on the other side of the field. Just incredible stuff. You know, he catches it 31. Rodgers does a great job. As soon as Lazard cuts, he's kind of letting that ball go and puts it in a perfect spot. Here we're going to kind of see just a good route to find the soft spot in the zone there from Jay Sternberger. Great stuff and a good job holding on to that football. He got knocked there. But if you watch those two players I highlighted there, Matt LaFleur does a good job. You'll see him here, 27-23. Two very good players in Jenkins and Lattimore. But the design from Matt LaFleur here, along with the execution from the players, but the design from Matt LaFleur really got him open there. And then here in the Falcons game, you can't give 12 a free play. You can't do that. I love Darius Shepard finding an open spot here, but 97, you can't jump off there. You just can't give Aaron Rodgers a free play because he's going to take advantage of it. I wanted to show that end zone angle just because I thought it was pretty impressive that Darius Shepard held onto that football. He got knocked pretty good there. Just a great job from Shepard knowing he's got a free play Doesn't quite go to the end zone, which I kind of wish he would have. But, finds a soft spot in the zone and gets open. Here is that MVS play that I was talking about. Why that other play in the Vikings game was so important. Because, boom, that defender flips his hips and MVS cuts it in, and they don't stand a chance to stop him when he times that kind of perfectly. You can see Rodgers has kind of a mess in front of him. Pockets breaking down. You can see him go through his progressions. He looks at 2 or 3 progressions there. MVS is the second or third one that he's looking at, and then just a perfect throw, wide open. Here, Robert Tonyan deserves some love in this Falcons game. This was his second touchdown on the game of his 3, which is insane, but just watch this throw. Rodgers is on this year. He is doing a great job, trusting the system, trusting his reads, and then putting the ball in the right spots. Like I said, this is just a perfect spot. Boom. Just the defender doesn't stand a chance, and it's perfect, easy catch for Tonyan, even though it is pretty decent coverage there by the linebacker. Just impressive stuff from Aaron Rodgers, from Robert Tonyan, MVS, Davante Adams, Aaron Jones, the offensive line, Jamal Williams, Allen Lazard, just tons and tons of players that continue to play well, execute and win their one-on-one matchups, which you pair that with excellent play design, excellent play calling for the most part. We'll kind of let those 4th and shorts go for the time being. But you combine that great play design, great play calling with, you're calling some other plays and you're hoping that your guys win one-on-ones. And these guys are doing it. They are doing a great job of it. The offensive line has been phenomenal this year in pass protection and run blocking for that matter. They've been very, very good. And then, like I mentioned here, the playmakers are making the plays as well. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams in the backfield. Probably could have put Tyler Ervin on this video as well. Just didn't quite make the cut. But then you look at Big Bob Tonyan, Jay Sternberger in the tight end room. Then the wide receivers, Allen Lazard, Davante Adams, MVS, all making plays and winning one-on-one matchups. And with Matt LaFleur's play calling, play designing, and if these players continue to take those steps and win their one-on-ones, this team's going to be very, very hard to stop and very hard to beat because they have been on fire here early on. You look at some of the other stats that have been out there about this team, and one of them, Aaron Rodgers, has been incredible. 128.4 passer rating through his first 4 games. That is his highest of his career through 4 games. Now, it's only 4 games, but he's doing really, really well to start the season, something he hasn't started this well before. So that's awesome to see. Packers lead the league in road scoring, which with the Buccaneers coming up here today as you're watching this, that's important. They're scoring 40 points per game before the Buccaneers game. So great job there. And lastly, they're the only team in the NFL to have both 150 points and no turnovers through the first 4 games. Just phenomenal stuff, and all that leads to a very, very good football team, and a football team that is going to be very tough to beat, especially at Lambeau Field. So make sure you guys are checking out the rest of our content. The best way to do that, just follow us at Trilogy_pod. You can listen to our full-length podcast there. We post them there every time we have one for you. We'll have a new one coming out Monday morning, recapping that Buccaneers game. Make sure you're checking out that as well for the Reverse Trilogy podcast. Tyler and I are planning on doing once a week, every Monday. We'll be planning on having a podcast out for that. Tyler's still writing for Reviewing the Brew. We retweet that stuff on our podcast handle, so make sure you guys are following us there. That is the best way to get all of our content. Follow or subscribe here on YouTube, the Wisconsin Sports Trilogy podcast, and on Facebook as well. But until next time, go Pack Go.